Happy World Pathfinder Day! You may wonder, why am I in a uniform? Today, September 19, 2020, we're celebrating the World Pathfinder Day. So, on Sabbath School with Auntie Blessing today, we're going to show support for the Pathfinders, and that is why I'm wearing my uniform. This year is especially special because it has been 70 years since the Pathfinder Club has been changing lives and touching lives all over the world. If you're still an adventurer, one day hopefully you'll be able to join the Pathfinder Club. But if you're not in any club yet, you will look for the closest Adventist church around you and ask about their Pathfinder Club. Yes, I know. It may be really difficult to have Pathfinder activities these days because of the pandemic. But if you find a Pathfinder club around you, they might have an alternative and they might have something that they've prepared. Even though there is a pandemic, they might have something. Why don't you check around and join the wonderful group of the Pathfinders?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sabbath School with Auntie Blessing.
Let's pray. Dear Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for this wonderful Sabbath. Bless our teachers who's going to teach us, and bless the person who's going to give us our mission story for this Sabbath. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Carson, for saying the opening prayer.
Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Sabbath. This week's mission story is coming from the country of Guinea in the city of Conakry. Our mission is highlighting on the story of Moriba. Moriba was a very obedient boy. He used to obey his mother and go wherever he was sent. Unfortunately, his mother died, and no one used to take care of him. No one used to feed him or say nice words to him. So he became a very rude boy, a very disobedient boy. Think of all the bad things that people of nowadays do. He used to do all those things, and when he was caught, he used to lie so that he could save his life. But unfortunately, no one believed him. No one used to actually think that that was true, so he used to get severely beaten. Aunt Sally used to have a really nice heart. She was an Adventist, and she took Moriba to the capital city, Conakry. She took him to an Adventist school so he could get education and continue with life. But unfortunately at school, he couldn't settle still. He used to not sit nicely. He also used to walk around the class because he was always used to walking around and playing with friends. So he used to not really be steady in class. One day a chair broke in class because he was walking around the class and he was jumping around the chairs and tables. He went to the principal's office and the principal called Aunt Rosalie. Aunt Rosalie, she used to say, I'm sorry, we will make sure that we won't break any more chairs. But it continued for some while until Aunt Rosalie's neighbors used to tell her, Aunt Rosalie, just give up taking him to school. You're just wasting your time, you're wasting your money taking him to school. We don't think there's going to be hope for Moriba to learn and all the like. So then after that, Aunt Rosalie, she ignored them and she used to pray a lot. She prayed to God that Moriba would learn in school, he would be successful in school, and God answered her prayer. God made sure that Moriba would learn at school. He made sure that Moriba could read and write, and it actually happened. He started reading and writing, and his performance in school was very well. And he used to do all the good things that they do at school. And Moriba used to read his Bible too. He used to read, and now he is 12 years old and in third grade, preparing for baptism. So, boys and girls, what we learn from this story is that God can answer prayers and make miracles in actually situations where there was no hope. God could turn circumstances that are not good to circumstances that many people will praise the Lord. And now our Sabbath school offering is going to go and help so that there is a school that will be built in Guinea from K to 12, and we will also be praying for Moriba and the other school that's going to be built, so God can take care of them and continue to help other children elsewhere in the world to also learn like Moriba and to have faith like Auntie Sally. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol, for telling the mission story. Our memory verse for this week is from Leviticus chapter 19, verse 11. And it says, "Do not steal, do not lie, do not deceive one another." Now let's learn the action. Do not steal, do not lie, do not deceive one another. One more time. Do not steal, do not lie, do not deceive one another. Leviticus 19:11. Now let's do it all together one more time. Do not steal, do not lie, do not deceive one another. Leviticus 19:11. Now let's practice together one last time. Do not steal, do not lie, do not deceive one another. Leviticus 19:11. Now you can practice the verse until you memorize it. The title for this week's story is A Thief in the Family. The message for this week is people in God's family are honest. You would never have thought Jacob and Esau were twins. They were so different. They looked different. They wore different kind of clothing, different kind of clothes. They liked different kind of activities. They were just opposites. Esau likes to go out and hunt, and he had a lot of hair on his body. But Jacob, he just liked to stay at home and worked in the house, and he liked to cook. Those two boys that came out on the same day were just as different as night and day. The only thing in common is they had the same parents. Before they were born, God had told Rebecca, their mother, that there are two nations inside of her, and the older will serve the younger. She didn't know how this was going to happen, but she believed what God said. Many years passed, and the baby boys grew and the parents grew. Now Isaac, the father, was old and he knew his time to die was drawing near. So he thought, okay, now is the time to give the blessing of the firstborn to the first son. Rebecca reminded Isaac of what God had said. But Esau was Isaac's favorite son. So he didn't mind. He's like, I'm still going to bless Esau anyway, because he's my favorite son. One day, Rebecca overheard Isaac talking to Esau.
Esau, my son, I'm old now. I don't know how long I'm going to live. So take your weapons and go hunt game for me. And prepare the tasty food that I like. Bring it to me and I will give you my blessing.
As soon as Esau left, Rebecca called Jacob.
Jacob, your father is going to give Esau the blessing. But I have a plan, okay? Go to the flock and bring me 2 young goats. I will prepare it the way your father likes it, and you will take it and give it to him.
Then Jacob replied, Father, we know the difference because Esau has hairy body and I don't. What if he realizes that I've tricked him and he's going to curse me instead of bless me? And Rebecca said,
Oh, don't worry, my son. Let it curse me and me instead. Just go and do as I tell you.
So Rebecca prepared the goat dish and she put some clothes of Esau on Jacob's body so it smells like Esau. And then she put the hair of the goat on Jacob's body too. So he feels hairy like Esau. Smart woman. Just kidding. And she gave the dish to Jacob.
No, take to your father.
And then Jacob went and he went to the entrance. As he entered where Isaac was, and then Isaac said, "Who is it?" And Jacob replied, "It is Esau, your firstborn." He lied. "I have done as you have told me. I have prepared the food. Now you sit up and eat." And Isaac was like,
Oh, so fast? How were you able to get the game quickly?
and then Jacob lied again and said, "Oh, the Lord gave me strength." Imagine he lied with God's name. "The Lord gave me strength to be able to get the game quickly." Then Isaac said,
Come close, let me feel you.
and then Jacob went close to him and then he felt, the hair on his skin. He said,
Are you really my son, Esau? Your voice sounds like Jacob.
"Yes, father, it is I, Esau." He lied again. Then Isaac told him, "Okay, now give me the food." And then Jacob gave Isaac the food and he ate. And then Isaac said, "Come, give me a kiss." And then, Jacob went close to him and Isaac held him. And then he's like,
The smell of the field. You're really my son, Esau.
So Isaac blessed Jacob and gave him the blessing that he was supposed to give Esau. As Jacob left his father, Esau came and then he didn't know anything. So he went, "Oh, father, here, I brought the food already." And then Isaac was shaking and was like, "Who are you?" So, "Yeah, I'm Esau, your son." And then he asked,
So who was it that I just blessed? Is it Jacob?
Then Isaac knew that he had been tricked to give the blessing of the firstborn to Jacob instead of Esau. And so he told his son sadly.
Esau, I have given the blessing that belongs to you to your brother.
Esau was so angry, like, "Father, can you also bless me, please? Jacob has cheated me out of my inheritance and now he's cheated me for my blessing. Father, please bless me too." And Isaac shook his head sadly.
The blessing has been given. I cannot take it away.
And Esau left angrily and said, "When my father dies, I will kill Jacob and get what is mine." Jacob knew that he had done something really wrong. His lies had caused problem for everyone. What if he had waited? God had made a promise. He wouldn't have needed the help of his mother, Rebecca. So what will happen now? One lesson we can learn from Jacob's story is we should be patient. When God has promised something, He is going to do it. Another lesson we can learn is it pays to be honest, to tell the truth at all times, not to cheat other people or to take what is not given to us, what is not ours. So, when people go to war, they usually carry like a flag or a banner to show the side where they're on. Also, as Christians, in this world, we're in a battle between the light and darkness. All who follow Jesus that are under the light, they also should have a banner. And the banner of truth is what we should have, because Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And so our craft today, we're going to make a truth banner. When you make this banner, and you keep it somewhere in your room, please, you need to keep it there. It will remind you that you need to tell the truth every time, even if it is hard. So we're making this truth banner to help us remember to always tell the truth even when it is hard. Now let's watch the video on how to make the truth banner. See, I decorated mine. You can decorate yours also however you want it. Now, with the best handwriting that you have, you write truth banner on the paper. So you try to make sure that it takes the whole space nicely. And yes, in the best handwriting that you have, you can use your cursive or anything. Try starting with the pencil and then tracing with a marker pen so that it's very nice. Now you decorate your banner with whatever thing you have in your home that you can use to make your banner beautiful. And that is the end of our craft. I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.